You know what? CBS is primarily a content and distribution company. That is what we are known for. That is what our future will be. And when you look at where we are, and we're a company that was considered a terrific media company, but some may have considered us an old media company. So obviously, you know, we brought in Quincy a year ago, or a couple of years ago, and we were looking at ways how we could be part of what was going on. And any media company that doesn't acknowledge that the internet is where you need to be, that it's the fastest growing, most innovative new place to get premium content, is sort of out of the ball game. So we were building up CBS Interactive. We were doing some minor acquisitions, smaller acquisitions. We were building our organization. We were launching the CBS Audience Network, where we syndicate our product out there. And we began looking at what was out there, and we found CNET. And obviously, I wouldn't call CNET a secret, but what was the secret about CNET is most people thought of CNET as a technology website. And clearly, it was so much more than that. It was a premium content website or series of networks that included entertainment, included news, included business, it included games, it included eating. And suddenly, when you looked at it, we said, okay, we can build over the course of a decade all these assets and make us a major player, or we can buy CNET and become instantaneously one of the top 10 internet companies in the world. We looked at the management there. We thought they were tremendous. We saw how they would fit with the CBS properties already. And now we feel like we have an unbelievably important position in technology, business, television, news, sports, games, et cetera. And if premium content is what we're about, and distribution looking forward is what we're about, CNET was the perfect fit, and I'm thrilled we bought them.
Let me ask you about one specific aspect of that. I'm a fan of Chowhound. I use it all the time to get recommendations for new restaurants in New York. It's very local. I mean, Chowhound is about localism. I'm wondering about the localism of Chowhound, other internet properties, and the relationship to CBS's stations. There would seem to be a synergy there, yet we don't normally think of, you know, big networks and their kind of the local aspect of that.
Not only is CBS a big network, obviously with a big network footprint, but we own 129 radio stations, 29 television stations, and the largest billboard company in the United States. So suddenly you say, okay, we have a big local presence. And the internet, CNET, is not only national, but it's local. So when you look at Chow and you say, okay, in a local market, Chow can be promoted, cross-sold, et cetera, in any local market that we're in. We're in primarily the major markets, New York, LA, Chicago, San Francisco, Dallas, et cetera. It's a perfect fit because you know what? Interactivity on a local level becomes more and more important as we go down the line.
Does this allow the local stations, for example, to be able to compete with local newspapers in ways they weren't able to before?
Well, clearly, you know, one of the advantages of the internet, we think, is we're taking money away from the newspapers. That you will open up, you'll go to Chow to find out what restaurant you want to eat in, and eventually you will go to jobs.com, or you will find everything that you could find in a newspaper on your local internet site. I mean, in LA alone, we have 4 internet sites giving information that you would normally find in a newspaper.
Is this a challenge in terms of training salespeople to think of these properties together when they go and visit customers?
Well, there's no question about it. It's happening on every level in terms of sales, where our network people are selling the internet, as well as our local people. If you sell, you know, WCBS radio, guess what? It has a website, it has a component, and that sales guy realizes, you know what? More and more of their clients not only want to buy the radio, they want to buy a website with it. Yeah. The same thing with the network.
Let me swing almost to the entire opposite end of the spectrum, which is brands. Thinking, you know, we're talking about local, but brands. You know, for years, television executives have said, certainly during the earlier years of the internet, that, look, whatever's happening, nothing can build brands better than television network advertising. Do you still believe this to be true, or in what ways do you see the interactive media helping, if at all, to build big brands?
I think we are perfectly situated. I love having a big network where 24 million people watch CSI every week, where millions and millions of people watch the Olympics. But you know what? I spoke to a major client of ours, and it was in the automobile business, and this was about 6 or 8 months ago when they were a little bit more flush than they are today, and they were spending a little bit more money. But he said, I want to be everywhere. I want to introduce a product on a network where I can put it on a football game on a Sunday afternoon and key a demographic for a car, a specific product. Then the local places may be where you will find out where the dealerships are, and the internet will expound upon that, where you find out where the dealerships are, but what else you can find out about that car and dig deeper. So our idea is to be all things to all people, and we can be, both in sales, both in content, both in marketing. We can do all these things hand in hand, and once again, the internet, and now the CBS Interactive Group, which is a major part of the CBS Corporation now, it works hand in hand with every other business we're in. It is in no way cannibalistic, and it's additive, and that's why we're so excited about that.
Let me probe you on that, because the fears of cannibalism were probably the greatest contributor to not integrating things during earlier years. I mean, if I can go online and pick up your shows, what will induce me to go to the television screen and watch it?
Number one, the main reason people want to go online is not necessarily to watch all the episodes of a television show. It is so much more than that. There also is another interesting statistic on that, in that your most loyal viewer on a CBS network or any other network, whether your favorite show is Grey's Anatomy or Heroes or CSI, the most loyal viewer only watches 2 out of 4 episodes.
Huh, okay.
Believe it or not, people actually have things to do at night besides watching television, which is unfortunate for us. But so the loyal viewer will go online to pick up those other 2 out of 4 whenever they want it. But primarily, the internet is for premium content that's not on the network. We will use clips of our shows on the internet to entice people to watch our shows or preview our fall shows, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But we don't view it as, to use Quincy's term, the primary reason to have TV.com is not to have regurgitated television content.